Hi, Ben. Nikki Javala with the Washington Post. What are you trying to get out of these couple days? Just stepping in with this organization. What do you hope to learn over these next 2 days?
Just trying to learn as much as possible, all the basics, all the stuff to get caught up with the, once the vets come in, you don't want to be behind as the rookie. So I'm trying to learn as much as possible, be up to speed so I can compete with them.
And what are your early impressions of Chris Harris?
Great coach. I mean, great coach. I can just see that he knows a lot. He knows how to teach it. He knows how to get to you with like his information. Sometimes coaches have a hard time like teaching, going from the board, the meeting room to the like field room. He doesn't have that. So like I learned very fast with him.
Is there anything specific that stands out as an example of what you're talking about him transferring from the film room to the field?
Well, just today, like working on the first step of like technique for press coverage or working on their zone, like he's able to like jump in and demonstrate what he wants to see exactly from the meeting room to the field. So he can demonstrate first and then have me do it compared to maybe other coaches that like, they just tell you how to do it and you just got to try, and fail and all that stuff. So he's able to demonstrate and really get like, the perfect rep out of you.
Mm-hmm. And I know sometimes we might overstate the jump, I guess, or the change from college to the pros, but how much technique difference is there, or what has that kind of adjustment been like?
So far, I mean, obviously we didn't do like too much today, but it's
Right.
not that different from the technique that I played at Minnesota. In terms of press technique, we do the same, pure step, 6-inch step to the outside, and then some of the zone coverages are the same that I used to play at Minnesota. So I'm not pretty familiar, but still, like it's a little bit of adaptation, like period of like making sure that I'm up to speed like to the NFL level.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Hey, Benjamin, in terms of like technique for press or whatever, how different in terms of footwork or hand placement is it for you here versus in college?
Actually, it's crazy thing. It's the same thing. It's the same technique. It's the same that I've been doing in the off season with my DB coach. And so that gives me a little bit of advantage because I've been practicing that same technique for 2 years now.
So how do you then feel out there? What were some of the things they're working on with you then if you're a little bit ahead in that area?
I would say maybe some of the zones, some of the trap coverages that we have and all that stuff, making sure that like the communication between me and the safety is like, on point and perfect, but it's not too much that like, that needs to be like, tweaked or changed and all that stuff. So I'm pretty much like up to speed.
Hey, Benjamin, we heard Jack Del Rio on a team website interview say that he's going to start you out of corner. I know you did some safety work at the Senior Bowl. What was your reaction to that? And what's it like knowing that that's where your initial home's going to be?
I was fine either way, to be honest. I think I was brought into this team because of my versatility and what I showed at the Senior Bowl and what I showed on tape at Minnesota. So just playing corner, that just makes it easier. I mean, that's where I'm comfortable. That's where I play in college. So I start up there, and if I have to move somewhere or whatever, then I'm open to it. I just want to have an instant impact and play in my rookie year.
Hey, Ben, good to see you again. What was this morning like for you when you woke up? I know you've been looking forward to this day for a long time. Were there jitters? Were you excited? And what was it like when you finally got out there on the field?
It felt good. It felt like, finally, like we back to football. Like I don't have to, go through all these like 32 NFL teams meeting and combine training and all that stuff. Like this is what I like, was prepping since January to be on the field with my teammates and, have fun and get better every day. So it felt good.
And Coach Rivera was telling us that he wants you guys to be vocal. He wants you guys to get out there and ask questions if you have them. Did you have questions today and any concerns that were when you were out there?
I always have questions. I'm not one of those guys that like shy away from like, because I don't want to look dumb and all that stuff. I'm here to learn. Like anything that comes up to my mom, I'm not sure, whatever, I just ask Coach Harris. I just, ask Coach Rivera. I ask Coach Del Rio, I don't want to be left behind. So I just make sure that like, I ask whatever I need to ask and be up to speed with the other guys.
Hey, Ben Standig with The Athletic. Just curious, like from the point that you got drafted, how much did you start to study the defense from last year, what they were doing, what concept Jack Del Rio did with the cornerbacks and even just the other personnel in the secondary?
Well, as soon as I got drafted, we started meeting, so we started meeting virtually. We started, the coaches started getting us up to speed. So we was able to watch some tape, see what they did last year. Obviously, like they really emphasized that last year was a really good year for the defense. So the price is going up this year. So we gotta, we got a standard to meet. So we got to keep that pushing.
Thanks.
Ben, just going back real quick to the question about playing cornerback, has it already been emphasized to you that they want you guys to be able to play multiple positions? I mean, is that something Chris Harris has already talked about?
Well, it hasn't been like talked about that I was gonna play multiple position, but in the meeting, I'm with another safety, and we learn nickel, we learn safety, we learn corner, we learn everything. So I take notes on every single position, because if somewhere, one way or another, I get put to another position, that I need to be ready. I need to know everything. So I think they just prepare us well.
Take 3 more.
Ben, I'm just curious. I don't know to what extent you were focused on the other guys, but obviously De'Ami Brown's probably a guy you'll be able to see in practice when you guys get out there for real. What's your kind of early sense of him as a guy you'll be going up against?
Well, I didn't really, get a chance to really like look at what the offense was doing today, because we was on the other field for the defense and stuff. But I heard a number of good things from for Brown. I think he's like a really fast receiver. I think he's a really polished receiver. So those are going to be some good matchups. Like once we get in that real training camp.
Hey, Benjamin, it's Chris Russell. Do you feel more comfortable in man or zone or off man? Like, how would you describe where your most comfort is in terms of lining up?
I think I'm pretty much comfortable in many like coverages. It could be zone off and all that stuff. I think, where I get most disruptive and that where I can really be productive is when I'm in man press, with the receiver, because of my length and my arms. Like, it's really hard for a receiver to get off my press. So I think this is where I can really help my team disrupt the route and all that stuff, and really press the receiver.